All right, so a week-long conference completed in sunny San Diego at the Manchester Hyatt, Grand Hyatt, Manchester Grand Hyatt. Just a recap for the journal a little bit. First and foremost, everyone at the hotel resort has just been phenomenal. Definitely going to call out a couple of people that come to mind, but I'm sure there's plenty that I'm just missing, so I'm sorry for that. The only player that really kind of didn't really show up to the game, and unfortunately I got to call it like it is sunny California, y'all. Son, you really haven't done your part yet. Just let you know. I'm just messing around. But no, seriously, dude. I got to call out Leslie in the breakfast dining area. Phenomenal. If you guys ever stay here, you go into the breakfast dining area. Man, she's fantastic. Leslie did a great job of helping without making it feel uncomfortable. She's like, hey, I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you'd like me to grab the bacon and eggs and coffee you said that you're always grabbing, I can do that for you. I want to be helpful, but don't want to be insulting. So you just tell me where the line is. And the fact that she asked me and said, just tell me where the line is, just was fantastic. And let me tell you, for those of you that are starting to go through the legal blindness or the low vision or anywhere you are in the spectrum, when help is offered, and this is a big one for me, that it's hard for me, accept it. 99% of the time, just accept it. Even if you don't necessarily think you need it at your stage, accept it, because it helps educate people, the sighted, about this. It also helps you, and it helps them feel really good about something. And I will say that the breakfast bar, I was at first going, do I really need somebody to grab coffee, eggs, and bacon? Yeah. I think so, because the obstacles over there, I probably would have made a mess, if I'm being honest with myself. So just accept it, and everybody will feel better about the situation. And don't be afraid to ask. Hey, I'd love to help you with this, but I also don't want to cross the line. So you just tell me where that is. That, Leslie, was a fantastic way of bridging that. No one's ever said it that way to me before. So awesome. And then to go a step further, when she was off for a day, when I went up to the front counter, they said, hey, sir, just to let you know, Leslie's off today, but she let us know exactly where you like to sit, because Leslie was sitting me at the same table every day, so I had the route. So we haven't sat anybody there, just in case you were coming in this morning, and also that how you like to grab the eggs and the coffee. And so if you're okay, we're gonna do that for you. So she set that up, even though she was gonna be off. Man, just hats off. And then one of the bellmen, and I'm so sorry I didn't catch their name. Fantastic dude. He's like, hey man, I've seen you going around the property. Would you mind giving us some feedback on the ADA? Because it's all brand new elevators and all this. They got computers outside the elevators. There's no buttons inside, by the way. So I was like, yeah, happy to do that. Spoke to a manager named Kim. She's fabulous. Kim listened to my feedback. I told her, I'm not complaining, because I'm not. But feedback. And she seemed to genuinely take it to heart and was going to take it back. And it's stuff that I never would have thought about when I was sighted, quite frankly, and the people installing it probably don't. Simple things like there was no back button on the elevator, so if you missed the button when you're pressing it, it goes lobby 1, 2, or 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, here's the deal. I'm on like 7. So when it got to 6, you had to anticipate. You hit 6, it says 6. Then you press and hold before it says the word 7, if I remember right. And if you didn't do that, you missed it. And then you go all the way back around and click, 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 click. I won't say how many times I did that. Just things like that. There were several little things, and she seemed to really take it to heart. And she's like, "Hey, we just don't know. We can see, and we just don't know." So recommendation on that is, if you want to know just a little glimmer of this, if you've got a friend or family member, or you're just curious, how this kind of goes. First and foremost, let me just say that vision is a spectrum. Okay, so there's like 10 million, I think it was, people that are low vision to legally blind in the U.S. About 1 million of those have what's called zero light acuity. That is complete dark. That is like completely like Stevie Wonder type dark vision. And so it's a wide spectrum. So your functional vision to no functional vision, a lot of big words, long story. I'll give you one example and one experiment you can do that might help a little for you to understand. And I don't want you to get hurt, so go to your bathroom, set your towel out within reach of your shower. So like, I don't want anybody to get hurt doing this, so that you can reach it when you're done. But that's all the prep. I want you to close your eyes, hard and tight. Don't peek, don't cheat. Stop, yep, you, don't cheat. Close your eyes. Take the full shower and never open your eyes. I want, if you shave in the shower, shave. Be very, very careful. You're probably going to nick yourself a little bit, so be careful where you shave. But shave, shower, everything. Shampoo, the whole nine. Never open your eyes. Reach out for that towel that you preset out so you don't fall and break your daggum neck, because I don't want to feel bad for that, guys. And just soak it in that the individual that is dealing with the low vision to legally blind to no vision spectrum, that's somewhere in between eyes wide open and eyes wide shut. That's where the life experience is. And if you kind of think about that, that applies to a lot of things. I'm not saying that to say feel bad about it. I'm saying that so that you kind of understand that that's the challenge, right? So to the elevator installer guys, sounds like a slick system. From what I can see, looks like a great system. But even so, close your eyes. You use your system, and you'll find very quickly the gaps. Just close your eyes. Try and use it. And that was probably my learning on that part. Although I will say, laughingly, the ride in the elevator, it's all fancy. There's a computer panel outside. There's no buttons inside other than the closed door and the alarm, which I won't tell you how I learned which ones were which. But that said, I was listening to some sighted people talk, and one dude was like, man, there's no button to go back to the lobby. And I messed up. I got on the elevator, the doors closed, and it started moving, and I guess it was going to home position or something. I don't know what it was doing. He goes, but I couldn't press a button to get back to the lobby. I just had to ride the elevator until somebody picked the right location, which was either going to be my floor or the lobby. So that was an interesting thing. Fantastic property overall. I can't say enough positive things. And I know the elevator thing sounds negative. It's not. It's a learning piece, and I just thought it was very interesting. But yeah, overall, a fantastic property. I mean, if you like marina and boats and just beautiful scenery and good places to walk and eat and wonderful people, this is a great place for you. I had a lot of learnings on this, so from my journal to go back and look at how dumb I am now, because hindsight's always 20/20, no pun intended. But I've always looked at back in my life every 5 years roughly and went, wow, you know what? That dude was an idiot. And in 5 years, I'm going to look back at this guy and go, man, that dude thought he knew something, but he was an idiot. And that's kind of how life goes. Well, that's just it. We're just doing that in little microbursts now. So, what are some of my learnings from this trip that might help others? First and foremost, I haven't been to the occupational mobility school yet. I'm working on trying to get into that. And I thought this was a great opportunity to experience without it, try and do it as safely as I could, but experience without it so that I knew what questions to ask. Like I knew where my deficiencies were, or at least some of them. And I'm so glad I did this. So it may not be flying to San Diego for you, But if you are starting to experience any of this and you're trying to look at services to help you figure things out, go to the mall. Go to the mall and walk the mall, but not one you are used to. Like completely just try and traverse new and different areas and take note of the different situations, and then research and look, guys. A few learnings for me was, and I feel kind of dumb for this, but it is what it is. The little lines in the sidewalk as you come to the end of sidewalks and whatnot. I always thought that was to keep you from falling or slipping when there's ice and it's wet. Don't slide out in the street or fall down the ramp or something like that. That is absolutely not what that's for. And it's almost a language. And that's an amazing learning to me. And I never would have thought about this stuff as a sighted person. So I think it's really cool. Honestly, I think it's really, really cool that it's engineered into our environment and we don't even realize it. And it's so seamless that as a sighted person, you just ignore it. It's erroneous data. But those lines in the concrete as you come up to a ramp actually indicate to those of us starting to go through this process of visual impairment, they actually indicate to you when your cane goes over them that you're about to approach a change in direction or a change in elevation, a slope, and to use caution. The lines in a different direction and pattern can actually indicate, hey, follow this. This is a safe path. The dots, the big yellow dots as you come up to the curve at the road that I always mistakenly thought, partly just to help you not fall out in the street if it's wet and icy. And again, yeah, stupid for me, but whatever. That's not what that is. That's literally almost like a braille language. It's not braille, but it's what it kind of is. Language to the visual impairment that, hey, you're coming up on an intersection, and the downslope of them can indicate that it's a street. The flat can indicate it's a part, like transition to parking lot, things like that. There's a whole lot to it. You'd have to go out and Google all this stuff. But the other learning for me was I went to a very small street crossing in a harbor, so it's not like out on the street, guys. I'm not trying to go and play Frogger of Death here. But I went to this thing and I got to it and I could hear, I knew there was a car off to my side. I really couldn't see it, but I knew there was a car, and I'm standing there with my cane out. I didn't have it fully up to me, and the car just would not move. And let me tell you, they were smarter than I have ever been. I don't remember any of the visual impairment stuff in driver's ed back when I was growing up. They obviously knew more rules than I did. So I finally was like, well, whatever. I guess they're waiting for me. And I crossed and all that. And I Googled it later and come to find out that if someone with low vision has their cane extended at one of these crosswalks, the car has zero right of way. You must stop. There's no question. You simply have to allow for the visual impairment person to cross. And in many states, it's illegal for you to use a cane if you're not visually impaired to exploit that rule, which is kind of interesting. I think Florida said it was that it's a fine and potentially 60 days in jail. I mean, my God, who knew? I definitely was oblivious to this when I was fully sighted. So a lot of cool learnings. Definitely will say that walking the resort and mapping it out in your head is super important, because every once in a while at this conference I would kind of follow the herd and go down a path that I hadn't mapped. And that was a little sketchy, to say the very least. So took it very, very slow with stairs and things like that. But I guess the only other big learning for this trip so far, and I have to get on a plane to go back, so we'll see how that goes. Y'all know how the first time went out if you watch the other videos. That said, would be that if you're trying to kind of get your head wrapped around your friend, family member, somebody like that dealing with some visual impairment, and realize my journey is not their journey. My visual acuity is not their visual acuity, okay? But to help kind of get your head wrapped around a little bit, I went and explored to look at an escalator system while I was here, and nope. And by the way, nope. Looking down, that thing looked like a black slip and slide. I mean, it looked like a 3-story. Woo! There was no definition for any stairs. There were no stairs. That sucker was a slip and slide. I mean, in my youth, it looked like it might have looked fun. It did not look fun out here. So, just to help you kind of relate a little bit to what they might be experiencing, going through. And if I can figure out a way to edit it in, I'm going to edit in the seagull. I'm going to call him Murphy because he was awesome. Murphy, I'm 7 stories up, y'all, came, knocked on my window, and I got my phone out, zoomed in, and did all that I do, magnification, saw him for his face and everything, and he's got this weird look. He's like kicking his head sideways and knocking on the window, kicking his head sideways. I'm like, dude, I'm 7 stories up. What do you want? And then I realized that there were latches on the window. And I had never been in a hotel or resort that 7 stories up you could open anything. Like, that's normally they're sealed shut. Well, I was eating Pringles, sitting on the couch eating Pringles, and he's right behind me knocking on the window, just like, yo, man, yo, I'm Murphy. Hey, man, I'm your neighbor. Like, hook me up. I want a Pringle. Well, the window opens. And so I took a video of handing Murphy a chip. Hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble with anybody. But and Murphy was very appreciative. So just the highlight of the trip, I think, honestly, was Murphy. But no, kidding. A lot of learning. And I'm going to keep journaling this for myself and for anybody out there that is starting to deal with this, man. Guys, you're not stuck. Listen, just be safe about it. But do your thing. Like what I keep telling my mama, pretty tore up about this. I told her the other day was real simple. Look, the only big major thing that it is that she just can't do. I can't drive. Like, you don't want me driving. I guess you wouldn't want me flying a plane either. But I can't drive. Beyond that, yeah, man, whatever. I do everything I used to do. Just do it different. So, y'all, do it different and be good out there. And remember, I can see, but I can't see. It's complicated, y'all. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.